Have you ever met someone who seems quiet, keeps to themselves, and doesn't jump into conversations easily? You might have thought, wow, they're not very friendly, but chances are they're a Delta woman. Let's get into that. Today, we're talking about Delta women, those who lead with quiet strength and thoughtful reserve. Delta females are often misunderstood. Their reserved nature is sometimes seen as unfriendliness, disinterest, but in reality, it's a reflection of their introspection and careful approach to relationships. Many Delta women have experienced past challenges or traumas that make them more cautious, and that's a strength, not a flaw. Today, we'll explore what defines a Delta woman, why they're often misjudged, and how their quiet, observant nature brings incredible value to the people around them. You might see a Delta woman sitting at a coffee shop reading a book, earbuds in, and a group at another table whispers, "She never says hi or joins us when we're here. Maybe she doesn't like us. She seems kind of stuck up." Delta women are often mistaken for being unfriendly or uninterested in others, but that's far from the truth. Let's start with what makes a Delta woman unique. Delta women are often reserved and thoughtful. They prefer to observe before they engage and take time to process their thoughts and emotions. Delta women are also deeply self-aware and often work through their emotions internally rather than seeking validation from others. Something else you might see a Delta woman doing is that Delta women are naturally reserved. It's not that they dislike people. They just value their privacy and prefer meaningful one-on-one interactions over superficial chatter. So you might see them stay home a lot, journaling in their books, but it's not because they don't like people. They don't rush into relationships or decisions. When they do open up, though, they bring an authenticity and depth to their connections. Many Delta women are shaped by their past experiences that have taught them to be careful with their trust and energy. Their quietness isn't about being unfriendly, it's about being intentional. And for instance, like Emma is a Delta, right? And she loves deep conversations but avoids big group settings where small talk dominates. Emma says to her close friend, I don't dislike the group. I just feel drained in those settings. I'd rather catch up with you over coffee and really talk. Yes, that's a Delta woman for you. When they are in groups where there's a lot of small talk, it takes a lot of energy for them, and so they rather not do that unless there's an intimate conversation or something that they're interested about. In truth, they're simply observing and deciding where to invest their energy. They protect their boundaries. Delta women are cautious with their trust, especially if they've been hurt in the past. This self-protection can be mistaken for coldness, but it's a sign of emotional intelligence. Unlike more extroverted personalities, Delta women don't seek attention. This can make them seem distant, but it's simply a reflection of their comfort in more quiet roles. Delta women aren't unfriendly. They're thoughtful. Their quiet strength is a reflection of their self-awareness and care in building meaningful connections. See, when they meet you, they like to find out who you are before they open up. You see, to better understand and appreciate a Delta woman, here are a few key things to keep in mind. Give them time. Delta women often take longer to open up. Respect their pace and let them share when they're ready. And then you want to value their depth. Skip the small talk and connect on a deeper level. Delta women thrive in conversations that are meaningful and authentic. They want to know how your week was, how you feel, how you're really doing. Not just hi, hello, everything's okay. They really want to connect with you. And as much as they like to connect, their cautiousness isn't rejection, it's self-care. By respecting their boundaries, you show that you value their comfort and trust. If you're a Delta woman, know that your quiet, intentional way of connecting is a gift. Your presence and perspective bring depth and meaning to every space you're in. Let's celebrate the incredible strengths that Delta women bring to the table. They're observant and perceptive. Delta women notice details that others might miss. Their thoughtful nature allows them to understand people and situations on a deeper level. They're authentic and loyal. Yeah, it's your most loyal friend. When Delta women let you in their world, it's genuine. Their relationships are built on trust and authenticity, and they're deeply loyal to the people they care about. They lead with quiet resilience. Many Delta women have overcome challenges that shape their cautious nature. Their ability to persevere with grace and self-awareness is a testament to their strength. Delta women also show us that leadership and connection don't always have to be loud. They can be thoughtful, intentional, and deeply impactful. So why do people think that they're unapproachable? Obviously, some of these examples I've given you might give you some idea, but a Delta woman might be at a work meeting and hesitate to share her ideas. But when she does, everyone listens. Well, you might be in a situation at work where a Delta woman speaks up, and you think to yourself, wow, she has such great ideas. Why doesn't she speak up more often? Because she's always so quiet, you assume that she didn't have much to say. Delta women often hesitate to assert themselves in social or professional settings. This can lead people to assume they're unapproachable or disinterested, which couldn't be farther from the truth. But when you give them a chance, they often bring fresh perspectives because they've spent more time observing and reflecting. But what is it, you ask, that shapes a Delta woman's behavior? Let me give you an example. Many Delta women have experienced situations that made them cautious, whether it's a betrayal, social rejection, or simply being overwhelmed by extroverted environments. A Delta woman might say to her therapist, in college, I tried to join a club, but I felt out of place. I learned to stick to myself instead of trying to fit in. These experiences shape their careful, observant approach to social interaction. So how can you connect with a Delta woman? Well, you could tell her that you liked her input in a meeting and that you'd love to hear more about her ideas. She would really appreciate that. She would really appreciate it, and you're going to find that she opens up and she really enjoys sharing her perspective with you. Building connections with a Delta woman often requires patience and authenticity. Once they trust you, they're loyal, supportive, and deeply insightful. But if the chatter goes to just superficial, how was your day, and just superficial talk about like, what are we having for dinner, she might pull away. And don't take it personally. It's just that those conversations are draining for her because she's constantly having deep thoughts about things that are meaningful to her. And she would love for it to be meaningful to you also. But she's realized through interactions sometimes that people are not really interested in deep, thoughtful interactions. So she withdraws. Think twice before labeling them as unfriendly. Delta women have rich inner worlds and incredible strength. They just share it differently. So what is it that's so special about Delta women? They remind us that not everyone needs to be loud to be heard or outgoing to be approachable. Sometimes the quiet ones have the most to say. They're just waiting for the right moment. What do you think about Delta women? Share your thoughts in the comments and tag someone who might be misunderstood like this. I hope you enjoyed this content today to explore the thoughtful and reserved world of Delta women. If you see yourself in the description, I hope you feel validated and empowered to embrace your quiet strength. Delta women remind us that connection doesn't always have to be loud. It can also be thoughtful, patient, and deeply meaningful. Let's stop labeling quietness as unfriendliness and start celebrating the unique power of those who lead with intention and care. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you resonate with being a Delta woman or know someone who does? Let's start a conversation about the beauty of quiet strength. Until next time, you stay true to yourself and honor your thoughtful nature and you're extraordinary just as you are. And you see, we all shine in our own way, in our own right. We are all stars in our own right. So let's celebrate each other. Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're a Delta woman. And if not, let me know what kind of woman you are. And until next time, you stay beautiful, you stay inspired, you stay empowered, and you stay sexy so you can keep taking care of yourself and those around you. Peace and love.